Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to L0sing. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. So, a lot of people are asking, is America great again now? Especially to the MAGAs and the conservatives that thought that, we are going to make America look super great. And when was it even ever great? They don't answer that question. So, now we're talking about tariffs, and a lot of things are going on because of the tariff. And some people are asking, will this tariff thing ever get better and all that? I am not sure it's going to get better. Rather, it's going to get worse. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because I have seen people that try to buy something from overseas and other places, even from United States stores and all that. And the product they are buying are so expensive that they cannot afford it and trash it. Some workers are also not able to get the benefit that they are supposed to get, right? Because the companies cannot pay them anymore. Some people do not even understand how tariff works, and they are actually trying to let you know that they know it all. And they want you to like get, if you have lost your job, get other job. Or there are so many jobs that, that they require people to, and also people should get skills and the rest of it. She also talked about how people should, what was that one she said? Okay, how people should learn skill and start business. Now, let me tell us something. There are a lot of people with so many hundreds of business ideas that if you give them loan like this, business is gonna boom. But are they giving loan? They would rather give loans to other people and not give it to people that look like me. You don't get that. But you are. It is the audacity for me. Let's get into this video.
Are we great yet? According to Trump, the great American dream, you shouldn't have it. Anyone making under $150,000 should not buy a house. You should not build generational wealth. You should just rent. Have we made America great yet? Yet? You maggots, you don't seem to understand that what Trump thinks of all of you, that you're low lives. Low lives. You should not be able to buy a home or for your children to be better off than you were. That is supposedly the great American dream. But according to him now, you only need to have $2. And you only need to rent. And the prices of everything is coming down. Meanwhile, I went to Walgreens this morning, and a 10-ounce bottle of shampoo was $6.99. A year ago, it was $3.99. This man does not live in reality, and neither do any of you. So if you want your family and the tradition of America to be factory workers, which I got to tell you, China trolling your asses is the best thing I've ever seen. You are destroying America.
Well, I learned on yesterday that Donald Trump's horrible policies, specifically his economic policies, will affect me personally beyond the tariffs. I've already told you guys how Donald Trump's tariff policy affected me with a package that I'm still trying to get. The company just emailed me to let me know that they have received the package back and wanted to know if I wanted them to resend it. Yes, please resend it. Let's try it again. But beyond that, our little department on yesterday had a meeting, and I learned that we, the employees, will not be receiving a pay increase this year. During Donald Trump's first presidency, I didn't receive a pay increase. When Joe Biden got into office and started fixing things, every year Joe Biden was in office, I received a nice pay increase. And here we are again. Donald Trump is back in office for the second time, and I'm back to receiving no pay increases. It's a good news situation and a bad news situation. No pay increases, but no one in my department will be laid off. For now, things can change. So yeah, Now that Donald Trump is back in office, everything is going up but my paycheck. Anywho, one of the reasons that keeps me able to do what it is that I do is fellow content creators who do commentary such as I do. Seeing them continuing on helps me to keep moving forward and keep doing what I am doing. And those politicians who are really working and standing for the people. Baby, Jasmine Crockett brought it on yesterday. So allow me to introduce to you Jasmine motherfucking Crockett.
So, Miss Graves, I want to play a game. It's called Trump or Trans. You ready? Okay. So I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to tell me whether or not it is Trump or trans people that are responsible. You understand? Got it. Okay, very good. The first one, gutted medical research. Trump. Kidnapping Americans and sending them to foreign countries, a.k.a. deporting them. Trump. Driving us into a recession. Trump. Increasing the cost of everything. Trump. Waging an idiotic tariff war. Trump. Harming farmers. Trump. Ignoring the Constitution. Trump. Proposing to take away Social Security. Trump. Cutting health care. Trump. Firing government workers who keep our country safe. Trump. Encouraging an environment of hate and divisiveness. Trump. Thank you so much. This committee could be engaged in actual oversight of fraud, waste, abuse, and mismanagement. So let's talk about waste. Like Trump's plan to spend almost $100 million for his little birthday parade. Or how he spent 25% of his first 100 days golfing, costing taxpayers tens of millions of dollars. In fact, it's a little bit over 30 million at our last estimation. In fact, President Trump is on pace to spend more than $1 billion of taxpayer dollars just on golfing. Yet the Republicans have been silent. So they must think spending taxpayer dollars on the president's golfing trips is more important than providing health care to their constituents. And when I talk about constituents, we're going to talk about the ones on this committee.
How did you do at the game? Did you get them all right? I got them all right. And it was just last week when I did my 100-day video, the little recap of all of the things that Donald Trump was successful at doing to this country, not for this country. And I reported that we had paid $20 million for Donald Trump's golf trips since January 20th. And now a week later, we're up to $30 million paid for Donald Trump's golf trips. And I can't get a raise. And thousands of you out there are being laid off or fired. And I'm sure you all had the meeting too to let you know there will be no pay increases. And on top of that, your health insurance, your Medicaid, your Medicare, your Social Security, all of it is in danger of going poof, bye-bye. And on top of that, everything is increasing in price, not just stuff that we get from China. Because they are warning us that the shelves will be bare in the next couple of months. Whatever is on the shelves will definitely increase in price. Shout out to Jasmine Crockett. She has a special kind of way in bringing the information to the people. I'll see y'all later. I think this is all I got to give to politics today, but we'll see.
Before we begin, don't worry about why I got a hat on in bed. Mind your business. Tariffs ain't going nowhere. I know you think that if other nations like China put the squeeze on, that Donald Trump is going to fold and he's going to get rid of the tariffs. And if that's what you think, you haven't been paying attention. You see, because Donald Trump isn't using the tariffs to make the other countries pay. He's using tariffs to replace income taxes. You see, because the 1% have always said that income taxes were stealing from them. Not from you. Not from your broke ass. Your broke ass, you need to pay income tax. But for the 1%, it's stealing. And so they've always tried to figure out a way how to remove income tax from the equation, vis-a-vis tariffs. Because they knew from the beginning that the American people was going to be taxed on these tariffs. They knew that any import from any foreign nation that is owned by an American company, the American people was going to have to pay those tariffs, because that American company was going to go to the docks to pick up their shit, and that tariffs was going to be added to their duty. They don't have to pay the tariff invoice in order to extract their products from the port. And then that American company was going to have to add that added cost to the consumer. That added cost, then the tariffs were going to be a portion of it, not all of it, a portion of it, will be sent to the United States government into the coffers to be used for whatever the United States government uses our money for, which would replace income taxes. And then the rich come right off into the sunset with all of their money, while the poor are taxed. Because, the 1% aren't really consumers. Not in the sense that we're consumers. You understand? So the 1%, they still have those breaks. So those tax cuts will now be transferred over into tariff breaks. Right? They'll get set asides for all of the tariff fees that they paid all year and get a large percentage of that back. Now because there's no longer any income tax season is going to look a little bit different for the 99%. Because you see, you don't deserve a tax return because you didn't pay income tax. You paid tariffs. Oh yeah, it's a dirty game. And so no matter what you think is going to happen, the only thing that's going to stop tariffs is an impeachment. An impeachment and a removal from office, or right. But short of that, yeah, it's tariff tycoon, baby. It's tariff tycoon. Have a good one.
Am I the only one that these tariffs are really starting to scare? Because most people don't really understand what tariffs are and how they're going to impact them. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine who voted for a specific person, and he didn't understand tariffs at all. And he kept saying, oh, well, they won't affect me because I'm just going to buy American-made products. What he didn't understand, which a lot of people don't, is barely anything is made in America entirely. Homes, for example, a lot of the lumber for homes is imported from Canada. It's not American lumber. Nails, glue, things like that are not produced here. They are imported here and built here. The same with most American products. We produce little to nothing. We are a consumer nation. So even if it says made in America or an American-made product, very rarely will you see everything made in America. That just doesn't really happen. And a lot of people don't know that. Scary.
Public service announcement. So in case you didn't think that the tariffs were going to change things for you, I am here to tell you that it's most definitely about to hit y'all pockets, especially for those of you who wear weave and extensions. I just left the beauty supply, and a popular hair brand that everybody has been wearing called Glossy is a, you know, kind of an intermediate kind of hair that I will purchase for clients who are doing like a quick weave. I would recommend it for clients of that nature. Just to give y'all a reference on how much the price is about to change. This one particular brand and length of glossy hair, I used to purchase it and it was about $189, maybe come up to like $215 with tax. Is now $289 for the same exact pack. And this is at the same exact, but this is the same exact beauty supply that I shop at all the time. So this is just a little word to the wise. If you are a person that, you know, has it in your means to kind of stock up on some hair, I would strongly advise it, because we don't know what it's going to look like out here. The prices are going to be so high and unaffordable that people are, you know, going to have to find alternatives, which, you know what I'm saying, we can make that happen. Or B, the beauty supplies are not about to afford to keep this hair on the shelves. And so what you're going to be left with is either cheap hair or, you know, they're going to come out with a cheaper product, you know. So if you value quality, if you're a girl who, you know what I'm saying, that type of thing matters to them, and you know, like to get things at a reasonable and affordable price, I would strongly advise you stock up on some hair. Stylists, stock up on some hair to sell to your client. The price is definitely going up, and they're talking within the next couple of weeks. Glossy is only the first brand that they've seen a increase in the price due to the tariffs that are going to be placed upon us. So that's just my little nugget for y'all. Be blessed, and talk to y'all later.
All right, TikTok. I got a few things, just a very short list of things that y'all gotta tell me, because I don't understand it. I don't understand what's happening. So y'all tell me. First of all, tariffs. Why are y'all mad about the tariffs? I hear y'all saying it's the stock market, but the top 1% owns over 50% of the stock market. The next 50% of the stock market is owned by the top 12%, and the rest of us are in debt. So why are y'all worried about the stock market? None of y'all got any money in the stock market. Okay, that's the first one. Second thing with the tariffs. Why are y'all beasting to buy shit from China? Why are you so excited to have a whole bunch of cheap shit in your house that's breaking all the time from China, while China has nothing in their house from you? What's that about? Somebody explain it to me, because I don't understand it. Okay, so tariffs is basically when we charge any other country to bring products into our country to sell their products here. The reason that we are upside down on this game is because they charge us to bring our products there, so we don't send any products there. But we don't charge them to bring anything here, so they send all their shit to us, and we are the biggest consumers, suckers in the entire world. So why are y'all so excited to pay another country to make all of your goods, including saline, including medications, including life-saving treatments? Why? Why do you guys want another country to make that for you? I don't understand it. Explain it to me. Oh, if we don't let them make it for us, the price of everything is going to go up. What are you talking about? You can make it here. And anything you choose to make here, people get paid to make it here, so it's going to stimulate the economy. You make it make sense to me. We are the adults in the room. Make the tariff conversation make sense to me. Why are y'all so desperate to give your money to another country? Why? Let's table that. Moving on. The border. Is there a reason why y'all are desperate to let people that we don't know anything about into this country? Is there a reason why you want a percentage of your tax dollars to be spent on food and housing vouchers for people that we have not cleared at all to live on our streets? Why do you want that? No. Make it make sense to me, because I'm confused. You want the cost of all of our rents to go up because the government is giving subsidized loans and vouchers to illegal people who live in this country. Why do you think that's the best thing for us in our future? Why do you think you're building a good future for your children that way? Mind you, as we're letting not even letting, thank you, Trump, not even letting. As we have let all of these people into the country, all it's done is deter and slow down the process of the people who are trying to do it correctly. A process that they could have completed in 3 to 5 years has now been pushed back 15, 20 years. They're waiting patiently because they're following the law. But you guys want us to make space for the people who crossed the border and broke the law. The first thing they did was break the law by crossing the border. Why? I'm waiting for the adults in the room. What are y'all talking about? I'm getting so frustrated because what are y'all talking about? We had over 20 million people rush over the border in 4 years. And now you're telling us that it's not right to send them back over the border unless they get due process. Why do they deserve due process? Are they citizens? Are they law-abiding? The first thing you did was break the law. Now you think that we're supposed to make concessions for you while we're busy fighting for our lives? I'm confused. I'm asking all the adults in the room, what are you talking about? So we'll leave that. That's the border. Next conversation. My body, my choice. Do you guys know why they started saying reproductive freedom instead of my body, my choice? Anybody want to give an answer? Because before, when they said my body, my choice, that also included vaccines. My body, my choice means I don't give a damn what you're talking about. If I'm not comfortable putting it in my body, I get to say no with impunity. They decided that wasn't okay. No, that we're in the middle of a national healthcare crisis. You don't get a choice. You'll lose your job. You'll lose your livelihood. You'll lose everything you ever had if you don't follow our rules. Obey. That's why it's no longer my body, my choice. That's why it's called reproductive freedom. And free to do what? Free to do what? This is an economic issue, okay? Because, how do I want to say it? Clock it. The cost of an abortion is roughly $455 with no insurance. The cost of childcare for 1 week in this country is $300 to $400 a week. You're telling me it costs almost the same to eliminate the child as it costs to send them to childcare for 1 week? And you think that this is happening because people are just so excited to throw kids away? It's an economic issue. We are at an economic disadvantage. All the adults in this country, you are at an economic disadvantage. The government put you at that economic disadvantage. The Democrats invited the migrants here, and now these people are flying overseas to see if they could go get their migrants back. What? What? I need adults to come and make this make sense to me because this feels so black and white. Black and white? This feels so... Every single day I go and I watch the news and I just be sitting there like, I know we on a game show. I know we being punked. Because for anyone who's using any critical thinking or discernment, I feel like this is such a clear conversation. All y'all running on the internet talking about there's no jobs. I got laid off. There's no job. What industry are you in? I could give you about 6 industries right now that are desperate for workers. But since y'all don't want to go to school, y'all don't want to learn no trades, y'all don't want no new skills, y'all want to sit here and act like you just going to keep going for minimum wage jobs, all these service jobs, and they always going to be sitting there waiting for you. How? There's a nursing shortage. There's a doctor shortage. There's an imaging tech shortage. There's a plumber shortage. There's an electrician shortage. There's a childcare shortage. The reason childcare is so expensive is because we don't have enough daycare centers. Anybody you want to be a business owner? You want to be an entrepreneur? You want to open up a business? We need childcare centers. What are y'all talking about? Yes, we're in the middle of a tariff war. It's going to be my God, it's like you guys have never done spring cleaning before. Like you don't understand the concept of having to gut everything out of your house, start from scratch, and then put everything back once you get all the bad shit out. You couldn't imagine? Do you Yo, I've been talking for too long anyway, and I've been gone for too long, which is why I am just so bottled up with confusion. But no, this message is for all the adults in the room. I want an adult to come and tell me what is going on. Where is your critical thinking skills?
This is all I got from this video. And the truth is that, madam, I think I have people that want to start daycare, like, services and all that, and they will be needing loan to get it done. So, because majority people they have good business idea, but they do not have the capital to start the business. So I guess you are going to give them capital, right? Now, it's so easy for some people to come up here and rant, blah, 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 without even knowing what is going on. I understand that you are conservative and you are looking for a way to cover up for your own people. But now let me ask you something. So people are just talking. Does it mean that people are not losing their job? Because the way she said it, she made it look like, sincerely speaking, people are not losing their. Do you know how many people that already lost their job this time around? And because nurses are high demand, so it means everybody wants to be a nurse to get a job or something. No, it doesn't work that way. People have their different, like, that because my sister is a nurse does not mean that I am going to be a nurse. I am not a nurse, right? So you don't understand that people might not want to. In as much as I have always been preaching that we need all of us to like get into all that, like every aspect of it, being this, being that, and being that, like lawyers, doctors, this thing and all that. But are you going to force people to do what they do not want to do? There's only people that want to go into nursing that will go into nursing. People that want to go into doctor will go into that. So why are you talking like, it's a forced thing? Like, are you a nurse? You are not. Now, the last one I'm going to ask you is, does it mean that you don't even understand how tariff work? Because literally almost every country, there are some products that they do not produce in their country. And, and when you don't produce, you import. And also, other countries have products that they import from your own country. That's why it's a business, right? So when you have business with other countries, you all kind of have an agreement that binds the union, right? And when you breach the union or the agreement between you and this country by adding tariff, what happens? Other people add tariff and then everybody will continue to tariff in. Is that too hard for you to understand? That it is your government that started the tariff war. And now I am going to ask, why is it that, like America is giving away, what is America producing? What are they producing? Because first of all, do you have the raw materials? What do you have that you will use in producing? Looks like you don't understand how capitalism has killed United States, and it seems like it's a joke. You think it's something somebody would just swing hand like this, like everything comes to normal and all that. If it were like that, trust me, the masses would have done something possible, within their possible means to make sure that things are not expensive. Does not work that way because the government know what they are doing. It's just like some kind of drugs that when you go to other countries and you buy for like $15, $20, when you come to United States, like people are buying how many for $2,000, $3,000, and you are not seeing that. Why is it that medicals are so expensive in United? You are not even saying where things are the important things that are going. You are not seeing how people are paying through their nose. Are you not seeing the loans when it comes to education? And I am going to ask this. Why is it that people have to pay so much to go to school? And when they finish going to school, they have to stay how many years to clear up the debt? Are you not thinking about all of that? That people will go to like a whole college, go to college, finish college, you come out and you are still paying loan for how many years? And you want to talk about tariff, like you don't even know, you don't even understand why there is trade war and why the tariffs are just so expensive, because Mr. Orange is a dumb person. He thinks when he put tariff on China and China will just sit down and not do anything. No, is your port not open? How many goods are coming in? Because people cannot import. People cannot import because the tariff are killing. Yeah, okay. If you say let everybody produce in United States, where will they get the raw materials? Where will they get the machine? They will. Are you not? Are you not listening to yourself? You should be talking to your government to go back, like to remove all the tariffs he puts and look for a way to make amendment and stop this trade war. You think it's why giving away, and you think if majority of if okay fine, I am not saying that if countries start producing their goods and all that it is not okay. It is absolutely okay, but when they finish producing that in United States, will you be able to buy it? You probably might not be able to afford it. Capitalism, imperialism is killing United States, and you are not saying that. People workers are not able to get increment. Why? Because of the tariff that is choking everybody, and you are here blabbing. Go and get this, go and get that, go and get a plumber job, and you think there are just so many plumbers. Of course, there are so many plumbers. Bye for now.